Hello, everyone. Welcome to Verbling. Hi, I'm Teacher Oakley, and for the next hour, we're going to work on grammar, in particular, verb tense, specifically past continuous tense. Yesterday, at this time slot, we worked on present continuous tense. Today, past continuous tense. In tomorrow's class, tomorrow's the future, right? Oh, yes, it is. Tomorrow's class, future continuous tense. All right, we will look at the how to form this verb tense, and we will look at the uses of the verb tense, and you, the students, will practice forming a sentence with past continuous for the various ways that we actually use this, for the reasons that in the places where we actually use this particular verb tense, past continuous. Okie doke. Welcome to the class, Suna.
Hi, Oakley.
Hi. Nice to see you. Welcome to the class. Hello, Luo, again. Hey, Luo.
Hello, Oakley. I hope you can recover soon. As you know, I had a long period cold last month, but I just recovered. Yes, 2 weeks ago.
Oh, Luo, I hope I recover faster than you did.
I hope so.
But thank you very much for your well wishes. I appreciate it. Thanks. Hello, Hector. Hey, Hector. How's it going?
Hello, Oakley. How are you?
I'm okay. A little bit of a cold, but I'm here. Nice to see you, Hector. And welcome, Ahmed.
Hello?
Hello, Ahmed. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. What about you?
I've had better days, but I'll live.
That's
Ahmed,
good.
that's good. Okay. Where are you from, Ahmed?
I'm from Palestine.
Palestine. Okay, excellent. Welcome to Verbling. Welcome to the class. Nice to have you with us. Okay, another joiner, Tadio.
Yes, it's the I don't know how to say it in English, but I think there is a stadio. I don't know.
I don't know. I'll say it however you want. It's your name.
Yeah, but I don't know if there is some kind of translation to English. I don't know.
I don't know. What do you want me to call you?
Sorry?
How shall I address you? What should I call you?
Well, sometimes I think there is Tadeo. It's fine.
Daddio? It's fine.
Yes.
Okay. Where are you from, Daddio?
I'm from Mexico.
Mexico?
Yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Tadio. I like your picture there in the avatar photo for Google. Google Plus, Google Hangouts. All right. Probably climbing up illegally climbing up radio towers.
Well, there is not. It's on the top of a mountain. There is just like it's like a antenna, but there is no transmit anything. Just there is in the top.
All right, I got you. Okay, that's cool. All right, welcome to the class. All right, I'd like to also welcome Carolina.
Hi, how are you?
Great. It's always a pleasure to see you again. Great. Let's get started. All right. Let's get some material to cover here. So I'm gonna do a screen share, and let's talk about the past continuous verb tense. First of all, the form. Of course, we're going to use past tense of the verb to be, was or were, plus the present participle, that is to say the ing form of the verb. or the continuous form, also known as the continuous form. All right. In a sentence, basic structure examples here. You, the subject, were studying the verb construction when she called. Okay. Fine. We have a we have a time phrase, when she called. Make note of that. Okay. In the question form, as we always do, we're going to reverse or transpose the subject noun and the first helper verb or auxiliary verb in the sentence. Were you studying when she called? All right. Notice also, of course, change in intonation, the high and low of my speech. And the negative, you were not studying when she called. The negative not, pardon me, comes after the first auxiliary or first helper verb. You were not studying when she called. Please note that, of course, if we're speaking, we'd probably say this a different way. You would probably say you weren't studying when she called. You would use the you would probably tend to use the contracted form. Weren't. Ooh, whoops, that's wrong. Weren't. Yeah, I always forget where to put the apostrophe on that one. Weren't. You weren't studying when she called. All right. Let's look at how we use past continuous, and then I'll show you guys some examples, and then you guys are gonna make your own sentences. All right. Use number one, probably the most common use, an interrupted action in the past. All right, so you're going to use the past continuous to show that a longer action, an action which took duration of time, was interrupted. The interrupted is usually, obviously, it's a shorter action, and it's usually expressed with the simple past tense. Now, there can be two types of interruptions, okay? Looking at the little diagram here, the red is the past continuous verb, an action. Notice that it started in the past and it ended in the past. This all happened before the present. The purple X is the shorter action, usually expressed in the simple past. Now, this purple X, this can be expressed by using a verb, which shows the action, or it actually can just be an interruption in time. It can be expressed with a time phrase as well. So it doesn't have to be expressly in action. All right, let's look at some examples. I was watching TV when she called. Alrighty then. I was watching TV. Here's your red line, okay, that expresses the continuous action. And then she called. There's your purple X here, okay, the interrupting action. Of course, when here is actually a subordinator. It is a subordinate clause. We can, so this sentence consists of two separate clauses. This is a complex sentence. So by using past continuous tense, it kind of forces the issue. You almost have to use a complex sentence. If I put the subordinate clause or dependent clause first when the phone rang, please note that if I'm writing, I need a comma to separate the two clauses. When the phone rang, she was writing a letter. It doesn't matter which clause I use first. All that changes is the punctuation when writing. It does not, when the phone rang, is still this purple X, and she was writing a letter, is still the red line here. Makes no difference. It's an interrupted action. So we know what happened when, because of the verb tenses. The long action interrupted by the short action. Here's a difference, using a different subordinator, a time subordinator. While we were having the picnic, it started to rain. Obviously, I can say it started to rain while we were having the picnic. It makes absolutely no difference whatsoever. It is the author or the speaker's choice. Completely. Whatever feels right to you. Question form. What were you doing when the earthquake started? Okay, the interrogative what? The question word. Then, of course, the subject and auxiliary verb reversal here. All right. When the earthquake started. All right, there's your very interrupting action. I was listening to my iPod, so I didn't hear the fire alarm. All right. Here we have when and while. We're forming subordinate or dependent clauses. We're making complex sentences. Here we have added a connector, and we've made a compound sentence. Regardless, one way or the other, when using this interrupting action use of past continuous, you are going to create a compound or a complex sentence. You kind of have to, in this usage anyway. All right, negative, you were not listening to me when I told you to turn the oven off. While John was sleeping last night, someone stole his car. Okay, over and over again. These are all pretty much the same. However, let's look at the last one here. A dialogue. What were you doing when you broke your leg? All right, still the same style. Simple past. You broke your leg. Notice the answer. I was snowboarding. All right, there's no subordinate clause. There's no simple past clause because we're having a conversation, and B in the conversation obviously knows that they're discussing when you broke your leg. So in a conversation, you may speak and not use the full structure because it is assumed, it is known. All right, this would be very normal to do in speaking English. Okay, looking at the examples, let's give this a whirl. Let's give it a try. All right, I'm going to start with Suna. Ladies first. Yes. Suna, can you try this, please?
I was making breakfast when my husband slept.
Yeah. Okay. Well, wait a minute here. Okay, I was making breakfast. No problem with that. Yeah. When my husband slept. Okay. Okay. How about? All right. That's all right. But let's change. Instead of when, let's use while. While my husband slept.
Yes.
Yeah. We're going to use when more when it's a really sudden action. Okay.
Yes, I got it.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. You did things a little bit differently there. All right. I was making dinner while my husband slept. Um, okay, but couldn't you say the thing is sleeping is of course normally a continuous action. Um, could you say I was making dinner while my husband was sleeping?
Ah,
Well, yeah, you
yes,
could, and that
yes.
might actually be better since here your second action is not really a fast action. You really got two continuous actions simultaneously happening at the same time. Um, okay, which is down here. Oh, you're skipping ahead, Suna. Parallel actions. So okay, better if it is possible to do that. Obviously, that's use number 3. It's coming up.
Yes.
All right. So in this use, interrupted action, the interrupting action has to be a more fast, quick, rapid, sudden action, I guess. Okay. Hector, can you try making an example? Giving me an example?
Yes, I was I was eating when the English class started.
I was eating when the English class started. Yeah, that's great. That's perfect. All right. Grade A, Hector. I can't critique that at all. That's perfect. Carolina, can you give it a try?
Yeah.
Yep.
Um, she was cleaning when I arrived.
Oh, very good one. Very common and practical usage. She was cleaning when I arrived. Okay, that would be a very ordinary and practical way to use it. All right, excellent. Okay, how are you doing? I'm sorry I didn't greet you earlier. Hello.
I was participating in the class when my connection failed.
Yeah, that's a very realistic sentence right there. We've all experienced that one. I was participating in the class when my connection failed, and absolutely no problems there. That's perfect. Great job. Luau, Luau was
Yeah.
participating in the class when his connection failed, actually. Luau,
Yes.
yeah.
Uh,
All right. Can you try
mhm.
creating a sentence with an interrupting action?
Okay, first of all, I have a question. Can I say can I say past set with past continuous tense without interrupted action? For example, like I was watching TV at 3 p.m. yesterday.
I was watching TV at 3 p.m. yesterday. Okay. Well, and now Luau is jumping forward to use number 2.
Oh, number 2. Okay.
Yes, yes, you can. You and Suna are you're like future jumpers. Okay. Yes,
Right.
you can. Most definitely. That is the second usage, as a matter of fact. Yeah,
Oh,
you can. But let's try making one with two actions, one which interrupts the other.
oh, okay. Why I why I listened to Teacher Oakley's speech, my listening to Teacher Oakley's speech, my connection was disconnected.
Okay. Yep. All right. While I was listening to Teacher Oakley's speech, my connection was disconnected. Another way to say that, more colloquially, conversationally, naturally, my connection was cut.
Yes, cut.
Yeah, my connection was cut. Sorry, I was cut off. Okay, common. Okay, Ahmed. Ahmed,
Yes.
it is
Yeah.
your turn. I'm happy to tell you.
Yeah. When she was listening to music, his phone rang.
He what?
When she was listening to music, his phone rang.
Okay. Wow. Okay. When he was
Oh,
listening, I didn't get the he or she.
oh, okay, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. No, it doesn't actually. When he was listening to music, his phone rang. Uh, okay. Probably in that case, again, I would go with while he was listening to music.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Notice. Okay, let's look at while and when in the examples here. Okay. Um, when the phone rang, okay, she was writing a letter. Okay, this is introducing the simple past interrupting action. I was watching TV when she called.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, when the earthquake started, while we were having the picnic, to introduce the duration. Okay, so we
Uh-huh.
use while to introduce the clause that actually takes time.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, okay, so going back, Suna, you could say, for example, I made dinner while my husband was sleeping. That would be an interrupted action. All right, so that's an important point, actually. While John was sleeping, someone stole his car. Okay, we use while to introduce the continuous action and when for the interrupting action. Uh, okay, uh, Taddeo,
Yes.
hi there. Your
Well,
turn. Give it a
okay.
shot.
I was watching the movie when there was a power outage at the city.
Okay, I was watching the movie. So far, so good. When when there was a power outage. Oh yeah, okay. Was is simple past. Mhm. Okay, all right. Very. It might be common. Nothing wrong with your sentence, but it's very just a common way to express it. I was in the middle of watching a movie when
Okay.
there was a power outage. Um, actually, that's a in this use of past continuous. That's a common way. It's a way to show frustration and that it was a problem that you were interrupted. I was in the middle of continuous action when something happened.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, let's go on to luau's usage. I'm going to call this now from now on. This is used to luau's usage. Specific time as an interruption. Notice our diagram looks exactly the same, but instead of the purple X representing a past simple actual verb, actual action, uh, you can use a specific time. All right. Last night at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner. Once again, you're using this time subordinator to create an dependent clause. Last night at 6 p.m., I was eating dinner. I could just as well, I could, again, I can reverse the clauses. I was eating dinner last night at 6 p.m. No problem. At midnight, we were still driving through the desert. Okay, notice use of the adverb still. This is very common with this particular usage. Notice the placement. It comes after the auxiliary, but before the verb. Okay, because it is actually describing the verb. We were still driving. All right. Yesterday at this time, I was sitting at my desk at work. Oh, there's a common time phrase here to introduce a clause with the past continuous. All right. Okay, important? What's important? Well, all right. In the simple past, a specific time is used to show when an action began or finished. In the past continuous, specific time only interrupts the action. So, for example, last night at 6 p.m. I ate dinner. Simple past. Okay, the implication for the listener is this probably is when the speaker started to eat dinner. He began at 6 p.m. That's what is implied here. Last night at 6 p.m. I was eating dinner. You're somewhere in the middle of this continuous action, as in the diagram. You started dinner. You're still eating dinner. The purple X is 6 p.m. You're somewhere in the middle of this action. Okay. So, slightly different meaning if you use simple past or you use continuous tense. You can use either, but you need to understand there's a slightly different meaning here. All right, let's try this one. And Luau, since you couldn't wait to try it, I'm going to have you go first.
Well, last night at 6 p.m. I was drinking beer.
Were you? Okay, good for you. Yeah, all right. Well, that's pretty close to this one right here, but all right, fair enough. Hector, an interruption as a time phrase or time clause to interrupt a continuous action. Go ahead.
I don't mind. Yesterday, at this time, I was sleeping in my desk.
I was sleeping at my desk.
At my desk. Oh, see.
Yeah. Yeah, I doubt you were sleeping in your desk. That means you would have to crawl inside a drawer or something. Yeah, that would be crazy. Yesterday at this time, I was sleeping at my desk. Okay, very good. Okay. Another word that's common, adverb besides still, might be during. During the movie. Okay, making a time phrase instead of these examples. Last night, at midnight, yesterday at this time. You can also have other expressions like during the movie. I was sleeping during the movie. Oops. Okay. Well, although that is during the movie is actually. Now I'm getting ahead of myself. Parallel actions. Never mind. No, I'm doing it. You guys have infected me. Carolina, let's just stick with this one thing at a time. All right, a specific time as an interruption. Carolina, go ahead.
1 week ago, I was taking vacations.
Okay. 1 week ago.
It's another. Yeah.
Okay. I was taking a vacation.
Okay.
Because I don't know, maybe you can do it, but I can't take 2 vacations at once. All right.
Taking a vacation?
Yeah. Okay.
What is the plural for vacation?
Vacations. I get 2
Or those,
vacations
yeah?
a year. Yeah.
Okay.
For example. All right, but you're on a vacation. You can't. I'm on two vacations at once. That makes no sense. Right.
Okay.
Okay, but the other thing here, last week at this time, I was taking a vacation. See, okay, I can't. I was on a vacation. I was still on vacation.
I was
Yeah,
still on vacation.
that's probably how I would say it. I was still
Oh,
taking a vacation. Uh,
okay.
I don't know. It just sounds odd, and I can't. I don't think there's any particular. I think grammatically it's okay, Carolina. I think grammatically you're okay. It just sounds a little strange to me. Yeah, because
Is possible say having vacation
I was having a
or
vacation. Yeah, I don't know. It's just strange. Yeah, I was having a vacation. I was taking vacation at this time last year or this time last week. It's grammatically it's okay. Okay,
but,
as far as
but
the
what
sentence
is more
structure,
common
I think it's much more common to say last week at this time I was on vacation, or I was still on vacation.
on vacation?
Hmm. I think it's
Okay,
much
thank you.
more common to use uh, on vacation as a phrase. Yeah, still on vacation. Actually, the phrase itself kind of shows duration of time. Um,
Okay,
you
thank
know,
you.
your use of taking or having, I think it's grammatically it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It just sounds strange to me. I think it's not the usual collocation or usual phrasing. Nothing technically correct. All right, just sounds slightly strange. Keikau, you want to try this? Specific time as an interruption.
Yesterday at 8 a.m., I was drilling a hole on the ground.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yesterday at 8 a.m., I was drilling a hole in the ground. That's great. I'm afraid to ask why, but okay, that was a perfect example. Anyhow, okay, very good. Thank you, Keiko.
Thank you,
Ahmed,
teacher.
all right, Ahmed,
Yes.
you want to give it a try?
Yeah. Last night when I was sleeping at 6 a.m., my sister woke up me up.
Okay, that's complicated. Last night, while I was sleeping, while I was
When I,
sleeping
yeah,
at whatever
si-
at 6 p.m., my
yeah,
sister woke me up.
uh-huh.
Okay, that's weird. There's something very wrong there. I'm really gonna have to write it. Uh, last night. Okay, you've
At
got
6 a.m.
at 6 p.m. Oh, you're changing things here.
Uh-huh.
Last night at 6 p.m.
Um,
while I was sleeping. Whoops, whoops, was sleeping. Uh, my sister, an interrupting action here. While I was sleeping, my sister woke me up, which um, is weird, Ahmed, actually. How can, okay, here's the problem. All right, the red line is while you were sleeping. So you're in the middle of something, all right? I was sleeping when my sister woke me up. Okay, my sister woke me up because I was sleeping. It just it sounds a little strange. Um, okay, all right. Let me. It sounds odd because how can your sister wake you up while you're sleeping? When she wakes you up, you're no longer sleeping. Here we go. So in order to make this make sense,
I mean, she interrupted
I under
my
right.
yeah.
Okay. How about this? So my sister woke me up. Makes a lot more sense. Uh, because it is okay. It is a cause and effect kind of clause. This happened, so that happened. I was sleeping, so my sister woke me up. It just sounds a little odd to say I was sleeping when. You can say I was sleeping when I was awoken by a loud sound. I was sleeping when my sister woke me up. Uh, okay, I was sleeping when. Oh, last night I was sleeping when my sister woke me up. I guess it's okay. I don't know. There's something strange about it. I
Okay, I'm
guess.
sorry for
No,
this.
don't be sorry. It's okay. Uh, I was sleeping. Yeah, it just. I don't know why it sounds very strange. Um, maybe it's very simple. Maybe I'm overthinking this, Ahmed. Maybe it's just simple as this. Maybe it sounds ridiculous because I don't need that whole phrase. Last night at 6 p.m., my sister woke me up. It's totally unnecessary to say you were sleeping because somebody woke you. That's okay. That's my problem. That's what I wasn't understanding. Actually, grammatically, your sentence is okay, but it's what the problem is it's redundant. It has the same information twice. I don't need to know you were sleeping when you woke up. It's obvious. The verb woke up means you were sleeping. So it's like saying the same thing twice. That's the problem. All right.
I see, yeah.
Yeah, it took me a while to figure that out. So grammatically, actually, there was not a problem, Ahmed. You did what I asked you to do. But my problem is right. Um, right. Okay. I stopped sleeping when my sister woke me up. Okay. Well, of course you did. That's what wake up means. Okay. That's what bothered me there. It's redundant. All right. It's repeating the same information. We really try to avoid that. Okay. Yeah, okay, great. Okay, last night at 6 p.m., my sister saw that I was sleeping for a long time and woke me up. Well, there you go. Nice. Thank you, Keiko. That makes a lot more sense because there's the idea you're sleeping for a long time. There's a purpose. Okay, good one. Okay, let's move on. Time is slipping away. Taddeo, can you try?
Yes. Today, at, yes,
Okay. Go ahead. Sorry.
today at noon, I was eating my lunch at work.
Today at noon, I was eating my lunch at work. Yeah. Okay. Note that, of course, that's totally correct. No problem. We often use this as a premise, as a beginning to tell a story. Today at lunch, today at noon, I was eating my lunch when all of a sudden, a man in a clown suit tapped me on the shoulder and, okay, this is a very common way to begin a story.
Okay.
Okay, and Tadeo's, your example sounded like the start of a story. Suna.
Okay. Last weekend,
Uh,
last weekend at this time, I was eating out for my dinner with my friend.
What? Okay. Last weekend at this time. Okay. I was eating out dinner with my friend. Okay, let me show you something here, everyone. I have a problem here with this sentence, and here is my problem. This is a phrasal verb, to eat out. Now, my problem here is that this phrasal verb is intransitive. I cannot have an object with this phrasal verb, actually. It's just not allowed. It's an intransitive verb. So I cannot eat out dinner. I can just get rid of dinner. I was eating out with my friend. Now, that's not a problem, because now I'm following the verb with a prepositional phrase, and that's not a problem. So, remember that. The phrasal verb eat out, you cannot say I would, you cannot, you can't have an object. I'm going to eat out pizza. No. I'm going to eat out dinner with my friend. No. You can't do that. Okay?
Yeah.
But otherwise, if I get rid of the object, your sentence is fine, Suna. Okay?
Yes.
Okay, let's move on. Parallel actions. Two things happening at once, as we see in the diagram. Two actions that started and ended but continued for a long time, or for some kind of period of time in the past. All right. Example, I was studying while he was making dinner. All right. Instead of an interrupting action, you have two actions that take time. Okay, while Ellen was reading, Tim was watching television. Okay. Question, were you listening while he was talking? Okay. Notice all the phrases with while, very common. I wasn't paying attention while I was writing the letter. So I made several mistakes. Oh, this is interesting. I wasn't paying attention. One clause, while I was writing the letter. Two parallel actions. Then we have joined with this. We have another independent clause with a connective. So I made several mistakes. All right. Excellent. Simple past. Okay, compound complex sentence here. Very good. What were you doing while you were working? Another while, but in the question form. Tom wasn't working, and I wasn't working either. All right. Simply compound sentence joining two independent clauses together with and. Fine. Another simple way to show two actions happening at once. All right. It is also possible. Okay. They were eating dinner, discussing their plans, and having a good time. Okay. It is possible to list simultaneous activities. Okay. Let's try this one out. Hector, tell me about two or more actions, continuous actions, at the same time.
Okay, we were watching the soccer play while we were eating.
Okay, we were watching the soccer play while we were eating. Okay. Okay, nothing wrong with that. And sometimes we do say the soccer play as a noun. You're using play as a noun. It's okay. Slightly unusual. Probably more normal to say we were watching the soccer game. Watching the
Okay.
soccer match. I need a noun there. Right?
The soccer game.
So it's a little weird to use play as the noun.
Okay.
It's possible, though. The play was excellent in the game, for example. That's a way that you can use play as a noun. Okay. But good job, Carolina.
Yep. I was studying English while Andrew was having fun.
You were studying English while... What did you say? Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I was studying English while Andrew was having fun.
Well, Andrew was having fun?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. I was studying English while Andrew was having fun. All right, that works. Carolina, absolutely no... That's great. All right. Simple enough. Direct. Okay. Good job. Kekao?
I am studying at night and working a day.
Ah. Well, wait a minute. That's present continuous to talk about, all right, two actions that are both happening during the course of a day. That was present continuous. I am studying at night and working during the day. Those are present continuous.
Yeah.
All right? All right? And because they're during the course of a day, it's possible. So let's use past. I was, all right, okay, 5 years ago, I was studying.
Okay. I used the present continuous.
Yeah. All right.
Last year,
Good.
last year I was studying at night and working during the days.
Okay. And that's fine. Now, it may seem like, oh, wait, those two actions weren't happening at the same time. One was in the day and one was in the night. But that is why, but Keiko, it's okay. But that is why you use the phrase last year or 5 years ago or whatever. So you're actually showing at that time this cycle kept happening, and we can infer during the course of one day. It's okay. That's okay. Your construction is all right. All right. So during this period last year, all right, work day, whatever it is, maybe I reversed it, study night, whatever. It's okay. That one works. Ahmed, can you talk about?
Yeah, I was examining my last exam, and I wasn't focusing.
You were examining your what?
I was examining
Yes.
my last exam.
Oh.
Okay. And I wasn't focusing.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. No. All right. Okay. I was examining my exam. Let me just take that. You don't examine your exam.
My last exam.
Sorry?
My last exam.
Okay. No matter. You don't examine your exam. All right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay? That sounds very, very odd. You were taking. Okay. You're taking. I was taking my last exam. All right. Now, okay, fine. And I wasn't. What did you say? Concentrating? Whatever it is. Okay. Now this is fine. Yeah. Don't be confused. Don't use the verb to examine with an exam. They do not belong together. You can. It is possible to examine an exam. Oh, okay. My fellow teacher wants me to examine his exam to see if there's any mistakes. It is grammatically possible, but you know what? That sounds so strange and again kind of redundant that I have never heard a human say that. Ever. I will take a look at your exam to see if there's any mistakes. I am okay. You examine something, you look at it very, very carefully.
I see.
Okay. All right.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Suna, 2 simultaneous actions.
While I was sitting on the chair, my dog was sleeping on my leg.
My dog was sleeping on my leg. Oh, good dog. Good dog. All right, Suna, that was perfect. Nice. Good job. Yeah. Okay. Luo, 2 actions
Yeah.
at the same time.
They were not noticing why she was jumping off the building.
Oh my God. They were not noticing while she was jumping off the building. Okay. Well, okay. They were not noticing. I don't know. This is another one of those where it just sounds strange to have noticing in continuous tense, because usually we think of the verb notice as not something that takes time, but rather as something that, oh, I noticed you have a new hairstyle. I would never say I was noticing you had a new hairstyle. That sounds weird. How long does it take to see that someone has a new hairstyle? I believe notice is called a mixed verb. Sometimes you can use it in continuous tenses. Sometimes you cannot. Wow, there's all kinds of, wow, we missed all kinds of detail in today's lesson. Okay. Non-continuous verbs and mixed verbs, okay? For example, Jane was being at my house when you arrived. That does not make sense. It's not possible. The verb to be is a mixed verb. This first example is not correct. Jane was at my house when you arrived. We default. We automatically just use a simple. And some verbs that are generally, for example, if it's an action that, happens like instantly, it's hard to use it. It sort of doesn't make sense to use a continuous tense, because a continuous tense always stresses or emphasizes the duration, the length of time of the verb. So he smashed his car into the house. It would be very odd for me to say he was smashing his car into the house.
Yeah.
This is not really an action that you would do slowly over time, right?
Oh, okay. I have another one. When they were watching while she climbing up the building.
Okay, they were watching while she was climbing up the building. Yeah, well, okay. Yep. Watching and climbing are definitely actions that take time. Okay, we are running out of time, so I'm basically just going to explain quickly. Sometimes we use the past continuous. This is very, very similar, actually, to what we just did. Simultaneous action. We use it multiple times to describe the atmosphere of a place. The atmosphere of a place. I'm not talking about the air. I'm talking about the emotional feeling, the general feeling. A restaurant with candles and violin music has a romantic atmosphere. Sometimes we use multiple past continuous phrases so you get the idea what a place was like. For example, When I walked into the office, several people were busily typing. Some were talking on the phones. The boss was yelling directions. The customers were waiting to be helped. One customer was yelling at his secretary and waving his hands. Others were complaining to each other about the bad service. So, okay, this is describing a very busy, very busy office with lots of continuous actions. All right. So basically, it's the same thing we just did, but over and over again. Yeah, Lua, exactly. To depict the scenario and atmosphere. Right. Okay. Briefly, repetition and irritation with always or constantly. We use this very specifically to show that this thing annoys us. She was always coming to class late. He was constantly talking. He annoyed everyone. We do the same thing as present continuous. She is always coming to class late. I find that annoying. I didn't like them because they were always complaining. All right. Specifically, we're using these adverbs always and constantly, and the only reason we're doing this is to show that this is something that was irritating or perhaps surprising or shocking. Oh, his socks are okay. He was always coming to class smelling like the farm. Okay. For example. Okay, any last questions whatsoever, past continuous? Because I'm afraid we're out of time. We could have used a longer class today. Does anybody have any last questions? I have to go and start another Verbling class. And I have to sneeze. Okay. All right. That's it then. Thank you all very much. I'll see you next time here on Verbling. Bye for now.
Okay, thank you.
Thank